Yes, welcome to this another edition, another section of the Thought Foundation. We have this project will be that's been ongoing for up to about 10 months now, if not more than. It's gradually coming to an end, but that doesn't mean it's the end of it, because we know definitely will be supported. I will come back again to do more and more projects. My name is Owa Ajibola, and I will be taking you on this section. We've come a long way concerning computers, everything, most basic thing about the computers. We'll be trying to enlighten people more about it, and how to have confidence mostly on using the basic Microsoft Word, and maybe the tools you can use to navigate around Microsoft Word, mostly when you type around. That notwithstanding, we doing a revision of what we'll be doing. We started last week and we're trying to do a recap of what we'll be doing, and that's what we're going to continue on with this week. Next week, for those that are not aware, will be our last section, and that week we're basically going to give, we'll be sending out a certificate of participation for those that participated even online, and those that participated physically, as in face-to-face. We'll call names out for those that will be awarding the certificate to. And at the same time, for those that have been on this program, we'll be sending a little token to you, just a little gift to you, to say thank you for being there when we need you most, and when you need to learn, when you need to send informations to others, for those that have been helping us to spread the information. So that's what we'll be doing. So we'll be calling you to send your addresses, not for any other purpose. For those that live far, we'll be sending them, we can post it the little gift to them, but those that live locally, we can as well try to deliver it by hand or through any other means that is more convenient. So I want to say thank you for believing in the Thought Foundation, and thank you for making this to be a reality for we, the directors. And even Martha, I will not stop but to say you've been a very stronger woman behind this. You know, you've been amazing. You've been there for the Thought Foundation. Susan is not here. She's not be sort of presenting herself most of the time because of her engagement, but I know she's always there. She always calls, support us, even not physically, but she always supports us by calling in and making things work out for us. She's another pillar behind the back door for us. Antonia, you have something to say? Let me see what you've got to say. You can mute yourself and talk to us, Antonia.
No, I'm just giving a round of applause for
okay.
Thank you. Yeah, she's really done well, Martha.
Yes,
thank you.
Martha is
my
always
backbone.
She's always there, calling.
Telling you, strong woman. God bless her.
You know, because there are some people, they really need support, but sometimes it's not that they don't want to join in, but when it comes to that time, they just forget. And to be honest with you, because of our time schedule, I need to plan the slide. I have other things, commitments doing. It's difficult to be calling everyone. But funny enough, sometimes you see Martha still calling, you know, even with her own tight schedule, she call and follow up with people to ask them how are they faring, what do they want us to do and all that, you know. I would say, bravo, Martha. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. As I was saying, by next week, next week will be on the, to be precise, will be on the 29th. definitely we're calling names of those that that be on the program. Please try to come on that day, even if you've not been too frequent, you know, or you always do the face-to-face or calling. You can try to join in on that day, so that we just do a roundup of what we've been doing. But we permit me to say we're still going to keep the platform, the WhatsApp platform, because we know more projects that will benefit you, even if it's not the computer project. A lot of projects will be coming up that will benefit you. Please, 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 you have to bear with us, because so far, apart from me sending information concerning meetings, we've not been misusing the platform. You know, it has been clean. So let's keep it tidy. And when we have a vital information, we can always call you to join in, if you don't mind, you know. So let's start off with today's work, you know. I'll quickly try to share my screen. I'll go back to Word. Okay. Sorry. So we have done basically, we've done basically a lot of these bits that have to do with font size, insert. Last time we were in home, we did a lot about home. And I would say let's sort of move ahead, because I remember we did about changing of colors and all that, imputing colors, font colors and all that, rubber to clean off, increasing the font size, decreasing the font size, changing to higher uppercase, lowercase, and vice versa. So we've been doing all those bits. Then changing, this one says font size, so pick a new font size for your test, you know, to change the test, maybe writing in sort of italic and other patterns of font test. So we've done all these bits. I want us to sort of move on to this other side. This is a preamble. We'll have to be fast. I'll try to leave here by exact probably 6:45, you know. Let's try to meet up with the time so that I'll have time to go for my the program I'm invited for. So I will have bullets. This is what we call bullet points. You know, when you've written a lot of things and you want to let people know that you want to segregate what you've written. This is level 1. Did I just say level 1? This is the first bit, and this is another bit. I'm going to do a random writing so that you see what it takes to have those type of ballot points, you know. Okay, let me do some random writing now. Take that off. Are you seeing you seeing the PowerPoint? Not PowerPoint. Are you seeing the my screen, the word screen? Can you see it? I'm just doing a random writing. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Is it very illegible?
Oh, but it's you're not like able to see it. It's small.
Really? Okay. Let me see if I can increase the font size, because this is very important. Can you? Oh, can you see it now?
Oh yeah, you're writing K.
Yes, it's just a random writing. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. You know, this is one side. Excuse me. Right? I'll create another one at the bottom. Then I'll create, let me see, I create another one again. The reason why I'm doing this is basically to make you see how we applies the PowerPoint. Okay. I'm going to first of all highlight every bit. You know how we do highlighting? It's so sort of a start, put your cursor in the beginning of the letter. At the beginning, you click down with your left mouse, then you drag. I'm starting again. You drag with your middle index finger. Then it is covered. When you've highlighted the numbers and the letters, then you go to bylots. There are different patterns of bylots. By the time I hover around it, you see that you see that there is a lot of patterns that comes up. You know, let me put this for so that you see. You can see there's a pattern there already by the side. You know, I can move on to another one for you to see. There is another one there, the black spot, first spot one. Another one I can go on to see. There are different patterns you use. This is basically beautifies your work, and at the same time, it shows that you can play around with the Microsoft Word and you know what to do. You know, maybe last work you've done, you put this type of bylot point, then you say, no, I'm changing it to another. You can just tweet it around and play with it. Is permitted. You can put good, maybe you want to tick. So all these are vitals when we write do some work, or those that still go to school, they can easily try to differentiate what they are writing, and you can use it in your PowerPoint as well, you know. So let's go to the other one. Apart from that, there's what we call the numbering libraries. These numbering libraries is sort of, I'm going to highlight it now so that you see what I'm doing. Again, I'm going to apply the numberings now. When I click on this is none. It takes off what you've done already. You know, it makes nothing to appear. But that's not why we are here. We want to do the numbering. And then when you click on this, you get your numbering. And at the same time, we can change it. You can decide to put the numbering with a comma at the beginning. So you do that, it will give you this. You can change and start moving things around. Roman figures, capital letters, small letters, what have you. So these are how we differentiate what we are writing in order to do our listing. You know, we involve in this to list our work at. This is another bit. This is another bit. You know, there are lots and lots you can play with. So we've done with this because we are not treating this, we've done this before, but rather we are trying to go around it and see how it works. Okay. This is another bit. It gives you a slanting bit. Let's see. I don't know why it's not working here. Okay. I'll go back again to see the reason why it's not working now. Okay. Okay, this is basically used when you are sort of writing, how will I put it? You're writing a project work, you want to sort of highlight all what you'll be doing so that when somebody is looking for a particular thing, it's not difficult for him to look for. It's just to go over there and check the your front bit, the listing that you've listed with this. It shows you this is the page you go to get a particular thing. That is what this purpose is for, you know. And still we have what we call index, indent, and decrease index and increase indent. Let's try to apply this if it will go. You see what? It's very sharp. You see the difference. If I click on this, it's moved towards the left. If I click on this, it's moved towards the right. So one is increasing, which is this, and the other one is decreasing. This going to the right, it is increasing. Going to the left, it is decreasing. So we know how to move around with that, so that if you've written something and you just felt this is not what I want it to move, have indent, a little bit move or shift, as the name implies, indent. You want it to move towards the left or towards the right. Then instead of deleting all your work and starting afresh again, you apply this paragraphing method to it. Indent, decrease indent, increase indent. Okay, this is another bit you ought to know to sort things in alphabetical orders. When you've listed all your work and you realize that, oh, how will somebody look for this particular item in all this work? What can I do? So the first thing you put in mind, the first thing that comes to your mind is to come to this paragraphing area. You see there is arrow A to Z, it goes down. So that arrows that goes down is going to arrange, if you click on it, it's going to arrange the letters from A to Z. So it's going to start from A, then it goes to Z. So when you click on it, you can sort your paragraph out. By then, you see, is it in ascending order? Is it in descending order? So whichever you click, if you say ascending, that means it is going up. If you say descending, it is coming from the highest letter, which is Z, and it is going towards A. So these are things we get to know. Mostly those that write projects that do some work, you will come across this because you've got no choice than to put your referencing and all that. And to make people know what you are talking about, to people to understand your work, the referencing have to be well stipulated. You have to start from applied in alphabetical order so people can easily know where to go to when they are looking for work from you, looking at your work. So these are these bits. Another bit you ought to know is this. You know, when you write, you might not write in block letters. You might write some goes in, some come out and all that. You notice that for this work to be neatly written, depending on what you are writing, you do need to think of how to go about it. This is already block because look, the side are block, I presume. So let's go and see how we are going to make it another shape, another paragraph in shape. Look, this, can you see that? The middle one, that means you want to centralize it. You want to make your work be centralized. I'll do that for you to see. Did you see what happened? Every other thing went straight to the middle. Then you can change it. You can say, let all of them go towards the right. And you can say, let's make it evil action. So everything will be blocked. So these are how you sort of tidy up your work when you are doing your work. It's no big deal. So when you've written a lot of things in Word, you don't want some to bend this way, the other way. You want things to be well and orderly written. So what you do is for you to sort of block it so that the word ends evenly. Some will not be indented, while some will not be outside. So these are what we sort of consider when we are editing our work. Another bit is the painting, you know. There is paint here. You can mix a lot of paint to change your colors. Let's see if we can change this color now. You see, this is a theme color. It basically changes the letters and the background. So the same applies. When you've done that, for example, and you now feel this is too colorful, you can change it to, I want it to be normal. Now I'll basically just click no color. Everything returns to normal, you know. These are the way we go about editing our work, you know. And we have this bit that is very important here. Is do you want to create a border? Let's see if we can create a border with these particular letters we've written. There is a border up there. If I click on it, you see there will be a line drew at the bottom. I'll go back again. Let me highlight it. When I click up here again, there will be a border at the top. See, another border at the top. When I click again, I want to get the border at the left-hand side. For example, there's a border in the left-hand side. You can see, let me click at, you can see there's a border around it, you know, so that is applying a border. Another bit is I can decide to change my mind. I say, I do not want a border. Then you click on it, all the borders will disappear. So these are the basic internet skills that we do not need to see as if it's a big deal, because it's our everyday life, that things we can use in everyday life. You don't need to go to basic university to study it per se. There are other higher level, but to get the basic skill, you can just learn it through by doing, or go to your libraries around. They are there to support you in what you are doing. You understand me? If not, call us, though these projects have ended, but if any of you volunteer or decided to call me for an assistant, I bet you I would not decide not to assist with such assistant, So this is the bit, and you can do inside. I don't know how that will apply. Let's see. Inside. Oh, did you see what I just noticed? When you do inside border, you can see there's line rule. So there are things you ought to do that you don't need to. You might have written a lot of things and you just decide to say, oh, goodness me, I need to put this in form of a table. You see, we just create a table that was not originally there, and this is in form of a border. So let's try to embrace all these opportunities, and let's utilize it. Another bit I would like to look into is cover page. There are lots of cover page here. There's different cover page. I will be showing them to you. This is a cover page. It's a sample. This is another sample of cover page. When you've written a lot of things, this is another color of sample of cover page. Hope you are seeing everything. Another sample. So there are different, when you've written a lot of work and you want to make it more presentable, or you want to send it off to an office that, depending on what you are doing, the best thing for you to do is for you to have a cover sheet, or you have something selling, you want to make it more presentable. The thing you need to do is, after you've done your proposal, you can have a cover sheet that is very presentable, put in your title in there, and send it off. So when somebody is seeing it for the first time, looking at it, it shows that, oh, you show this person, I think he knows what he's doing, even where you don't really, well, I'm not saying you don't know what you're doing, even when what's going on, they've not really digest what is inside, but first, the cover sheet will sort of give you a good presentation, representations for people to know that you know what you are doing. There are different things here, like blank page, like break page. When you've written a lot of things, you now break the page into two. That's there to separate the first page from the second page. That's there. Another thing you have to still know is a table. I remember we treated, this topic that have to do with a table. We were able to do a calendar, you remember? We were able to draw a table, put list on the table. You can print out, if you have a printer, or even if you don't have, you have a USB or you have your computer, you can save something, put in your email, take it to any of those places, like even the library is very cheap to print there. Get your work printed out, write a list of what you're going to do for the week. It could be a list of what you want to do in the kitchen. There are a lot of things that goes on in this computer that make life easy for you. Every day you try thinking of, how do I remember this? How do I remember this? You can put the list up in your kitchen. This can be done by using a basic table, which is an inbuilt table, to create your list, to-do list, or your what you're going to be cooking for the week, your menu and all that. You can decide to say this time I needed to know if we are really eating very healthy. So let's sort of have a table on how we eat so that we don't miss out in some certain food items. So these are what you do. And there are column for pictures. You can insert picture from your computer through here. You just click on it, insert picture from your computer or from other computer that you are connected to. You can insert pictures like this. You pick pictures. So it automatically goes into what you want to put it on. You can save it on it. So I don't want to go to do that now. Let me take that off. You know, so there are inbuilt shapes, a lot of shapes in there that you can utilize to create, make a drawing. You know, people do not know. You know, we can pick this up, for example, and we'll put it over here. Let me take this up first of all. Let me go back. I want to take off this power. Okay, we now go down here. Okay, I want to take this off now so that this will be going away. This is where we got it from, remember? So I will say no table. Yeah, everything has gone off. Okay, since we've done that, and my basic aim was to get these shapes out, you know, I'm going to click on this. I want to click on, let's click on the triangle. This is already made triangle. Not triangle, already made square. Let's see how it goes. You see, an inbuilt square. So maybe you want to draw, for example, you have a lot of item you want to sort of make as a block. You know, you are writing, there is a column that says try to make a block, let people know that you are moving from one step to another. You can decide to just start inserting a lot of this diagram, inbuilt diagram, and make whatever you want to make. You understand? I'll put another one here now. You know, I have gotten another one. You know, I go back again, I keep on drawing until I get to my satisfaction. So there are lots of things that you can do on the internet. But what matters is, how are you prepared to learn all this? Are you ready to do something? Are you ready to practice? It might not be this one, maybe you don't need this, but basic internet skill. Can you type? Can you, if you can use your phone, you should be able to do all these tasks. It's not, we've been on it for a very long time, you know. So that's that bit of the diagram, inbuilt diagram. So there are lots of shapes. Look, arrows are there. You can use arrow to you see, this arrow is already there. Look, you can use that to differentiate. You can change the color. You can do so many things in there. And there are charts, graph. This is a graph. You know, I don't want you to get sort of get it complicated. There is 3D shape you can use. You can make use of. Look, these are 3D shapes. You know, look. So there are lots of things you can play with. That depending on what you want to do. You know, you can screenshot as well. We really didn't treat this, you know, because it was will be a little bit complicated for some people. Screen clip, you know, see, I have screen clip some of the oh dear, I hope I've not done something wrong now. You know, let me go back. You see, I have, if you go down now to go to my picture area, you'll be able to see what I've done. I've screenshot what we are doing now, which is amazing. You know, so we have a lot of this feed, a lot of backup in case you want to use it, that this is evidence that we've been doing this and we've been doing this. So this is very, very important for those of you. Screen clip, I'll do that, it has gone. So it's very important for those of you that want to utilize one thing or the other in the when they are doing work, you know, or presentation, as the case may be. Okay, let's move on so that we have so many. There is a comment bar. Let's go to this. You remember, I don't know if I treated this with you, but this is basically when someone have written a lot of things, like maybe you have a teacher in class, a tutor, and he wants to comment on your work. It can be on Word program and go on this column. You know, let me take, you can't see what I'm pushing down, is a bad screen. This is what I'm talking about. You can sort of write something here. Oh, I like this, your work, for example. I like this piece of work. You understand? You've made a comment for the person, and you can reply to the person. You understand? It went. You know, so these are how sort of we utilize the internet, to the computer, to play around, to do a lot of things. You know, there is a header, there is a footer, there is a page numbering. That when you put things here, I have written this. By the time I put I have a lot of pages, and I want to number it so that people can easily know where to go to. Maybe you want to go to number 1, page 3, page 4, page 5. You know, how do I flip through? You know, you have to number. When you number it, people know, oh, I'm talking about so and so place, and it is number 5. You can easily know where number 5 is, unlike you have a lot of work and there is no numbering. You know, so these are how what the internet, the computer do for us. And a text box, we also have what we call a text box. You know, it's like that cover page. You know, it's like the cover page. You create it, as the name implies, a text box. You create it and do your work on it in order for you to have a clear partition of area that you want to write on. So this is text box for you. Word art, a lot of artwork are there. You just pick what you want to use. There is date, there is timing. All this can be put into your work. So this is what Microsoft Word have for you. We have drawings. I cannot do without all this lovely pen. Look, they are so lovely, you can see. So these are the pens you can easily use to do some drawing, some writings, you know, using the word. There are designs, patterns, layout, references for those that have one form of work to submit or the other. Mailing, you can write somebody's name, because we didn't treat it because it's more complicated. You can write somebody's name and send it off to the person in what is it called? Send it, mail it. You write maybe different name, like you have your names, and maybe I want to send a certificate to you. I can write all the names of everybody. I'll write it there, so it will print a particular one for each person, but I only written it one. It will help me distribute for a lot of people. So we have review. A lot of things are under there as well. We have help. If you need help in any of this program, you don't know what to do at the end, you do not know what to do with all this we'll be talking about, you can come to help and then click on help here and type what you need help with over here. Immediately you type what you need help with here, all the information you need will come. Help with drawing. You will see that what you need help with will definitely come out from this particular end. So you see, add drawing to document, different things will come up. So this is the last resort if you cannot know what to do when it comes to this. Like I said, all things that begins well, let's say it ends well. So there's time for everything, and today we'll be able to go briefly round the Word document just to sort of clarify, pinpoint our work that we'll be doing last time. Do you have any question finally before we call it a day? And definitely I hope to see you and next week, where the certificates will be shared within everyone, as in names to be called out and all that. Do you have any question, please? Do you have any question, ladies and gentlemen? Any question? Do we have any question, please?
No question, but you know, for me, I wasn't around.
Okay.
I traveled, you know that.
Who is talking? Anthony, are you?
Where are they?
Antonia, is that you?
No.
Okay, Joy, Madam Joy, are you the one talking?
Yeah, I say, you know, I wasn't around. That's why it wasn't.
Yeah,
really
you traveled, but
yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. Since you are around, you know you have your grandchildren all around you now. Your home is.
Can you sit there?
You know.
Tell me about it.
Don't worry about that. Remember, I'm always here for you. If you need, if you've got your computer now, you can let me know, so that we'll create time to sort of come together. Whichever thing you want to do, we can do it together.
Yeah? I'm telling you, I keep telling you.
All right then.
Okay.
I will carry germs and bacteria and put in your mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you everyone. And
but you're doing it. You don't want to, but you're doing it.
Matter.
No, you can't. We are going home now because your behavior is.
Oh dear.
Annoying me.
My matter. I wanted to mute her. I can't mute her. Okay, that's fine. She's muted now. Okay, good.
Sorry.
Is that right, Matter? Avi, if I catch you, so can we call it a day? We'll see again next week. Please try to see how we'll come to the meeting. So we'll do a roundup. You understand? So just call it. There's nothing special on that day. Just to call names and talk things over with you guys. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again. Bye from me.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
God
Bye.
Bless you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Bye.
Hope to
It's
see you
all right,
soon.
Madam Anthony. I appreciate you.
Was that
All right. Bye-bye, ma. Thank